Welcome. And welcome to the show. I'm your host, Joey Wobbs. That is Mr. Link, and welcome to Wabblink. Like I said at the end of the show yesterday, Knicks in fucking 6. Told you. And
You had a show
here we
yesterday?
are. No, last week. I told you guys last week.
You said
Last
yesterday.
Thursday, I said last thing I said on the show was Knicks in 6.
Fuck 'em.
Here we are. Eastern Conference Finals, baby.
Uh,
And one series away from doing a whole week of shows in New York. So let's get into the show today. The agenda for today is we're not gonna do Liverpool's game. I mean, we're just not. There's no point to talk about that game. I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about our Manchester United game, our game against Forest this week, and then the whole going to be a whole section on Wirtz for Liverpool because we're not going to have too much Liverpool talk. So I'm going to talk about Chelsea, about the games I had, and then we'll go into strictly Wirtz talk. We might get a little bit of Rodrigo talk in here, but yeah. Link, my G, what's good? How's things?
Work is manageable. Life is decent. Once again, happy to be on the show. Favorite time of the week, and I can't really explain how to feel, other than I know that my screen time has gone up exponentially in the last week, just because I am constantly refreshing Twitter. And I don't know how to feel about all these reports. It's kind of like an overdose. Like I haven't had this much serotonin ever in my life. So I'm trying to keep calm, but I'm here. I'm happy to be on the show, and every report is just like another fix of the good stuff, man. So that's just how I feel currently. I go to sleep waiting for the next transfer scoop.
All right. Well, we will have a conversation about that. That's for sure. I'm going to just get into the game from Manchester United. We played fucking it was 1-0. Mark fucking Cucurella. What I've been saying all year. He's the best left back in the fucking in Europe. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells me. He is the best left back in Europe. And once again, this guy proves it. Time and time again, right place, right time. But the kudos really go to Reece James. Reece, captain's performance, my G. Captain's fucking performance. Okay, you showed up when we needed it most. Okay, that's literally what ended up. That's literally the end all be all of it. We played awful. We didn't have a striker. Us not having a striker just makes us look so invisible up top. Poor Tyree George, he tried his best, but the kid's a winger in the end. He's a winger in the end. So, like, I'm not going to, like, slate him over the performance realistically. But, yeah, it was really pathetic up top from what we were doing. And Robert Sanchez went 3 for 28 on long balls. So, you're not going to really get much going when you are 3 for 28 passing the ball.
But no errors leading to goals. Clean
Correct.
sheet.
Correct.
Shout out Bob.
Bob Lynch. Bob Lynch Sanchez, son. Sounds like a porno name when I say it that way.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
No, don't it? It makes it sound like he needs like a mustache and like
a thick one, like that
thick ass, like
that Escobar. Yeah. Oh my lord!
Cool.
Yeah, that's definitely a
I'm going to. Yeah, it's cool. It looks like Mons will be coming on for a bit. Once he comes on, we'll start having a bit of more of a conversation on all this.
Yeah, but let's focus. It's the Chelsea channel, right?
Yeah, it's
Chelsea.
okay.
You guys got the win, man.
It's not a Chelsea channel. This is a Chelsea Liverpool show. Like that's what it is, right?
Yeah,
so like,
but
we can talk about anything within that realm.
But
yeah, the the game, it was kind of just get the 3 points and get out. I don't really care how it
Exactly.
worked
That's
out.
what I was gonna say.
It doesn't really care. I don't really give a shit how badly we played. Like, I don't give a shit about what happened during the game. By the way, I do have to give some kudos to Levi Colwell. I thought he was fantastic in the game.
He played really well.
Yeah, like I thought he was really good. And this is not. And the thing is he's had probably 3 or 4 games in a row now that were like that. Like,
And
even against Newcastle, when we lost against Newcastle, like, he had Isak in cuffs for most of the game. Like, I gotta give him credit where it's due. I've been slating him all year, and for him to play the way that he's played over the last 3 or 4 games, I gotta give him the credit where it's due. He's played really well.
I agree with that, and it's one of those things where Colwell, in his bad moments, his confidence looks like arrogance, and it looks like foolishness to like the outside people. But now that he's playing well, you can see, oh, that's good. Like I did see some of his more aggressive moments. I feel like you guys, I don't know, you guys get into like a couple of like little scrubs or a little bit.
Yeah, but he's always a part of them. He's always a part.
But my point is, now it doesn't look unjustified. It doesn't look like some fool just trying to get amongst the things. It looks like someone just having that presence on the field. So I thought he did play well. I'm happy for him. You know, I rate Colwell, so it's good to see him playing well. Not too good.
Big up Nap Raid every single time. Single time. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate Cass every time. In a bit we'll have Monts on here. He's just taking care of a few things. You guys know how Monts is. He's late to everything. But I always want to welcome everybody that comes in here. Welcome. And by the way, guys, if you guys haven't yet, there's 72 people in here, or 75 people in here, whatever it is. Just make sure you're subscribed to the button, subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. We could probably get to, I mean, there's over 100 people in here now. Like, you guys could get me to 700 subscribers. I'm only at like 678.
Yo, road to 700.
You guys could get me to 700. All right. So, like, I appreciate you, but
Wait. Hold on. Did you do what show it is in the intro?
What? Yeah. Oh, I didn't. It is episode 36.
Episode 36. I like that number.
So make sure that you guys subscribe, all right? Like, we appreciate you guys coming through. We do a weekly show every week, and I do watch-alongs that have the games available. So if you ever need a game, I'm always streaming the game whenever I'm live. So use me as a resource that you need to make sure that you guys catch every game that you guys want. Even next season, I'm going to be doing the same thing. And during the summer, I'll be doing, Club World Cup games and things of that nature in here. So, like, if you guys need to find a stream to watch it, you guys always have my channel to come to as long as I'm live. Okay. So back to the game. I'm going to speak more now on the Nottingham Forest game for us this week. This is just, you have to come out of here at all costs of a win. It's at all costs. Because what this win will do for this football club and allow us to be in Champions League, a Champions League qualification for this football club could be monumental to the future of how we are built. Monumental. The type of players that we would get comparatively to what we would get if we were in Europa, like, could be so extremely drastic. We could be going from Rodrigo level players to Garnacho level players, literally. And if we could get this one last one done, okay, we could get this one last one done, all bets are off on what type of window we could have. Literally, that's the type of thing that I'm thinking about. Literally, all bets are off. You don't know if it's Osimhen, Rodrigo, or it could be Delap Garnacho. That's the difference in this game. That's literally the difference in this game. Like, if we can get this win, it would be so huge for our football club. So huge. And realistically, it's not necessarily we have to technically get the win. Like, other things could happen, but do our own job. That's the point. We have to do our own job. All right. So, like I said, like this whole way of the way that Chelsea's being looked at could change in one season with this Champions League. One season. That's what it comes down to. And what I know is that they have to win too. So I don't think they're going to play the same way they played all year. They're going to have to move that line another 5 to 10 yards up to try to get the ball up the pitch a bit more, especially if it's Lavia Caicedo. Especially if it's Lavia Caicedo in the game against Forest. If it's Lavia Caicedo in the game against Forest, they're going to have to try to put the ball up.
Why wouldn't it be?
Hmm?
Why wouldn't it be Lavia Caicedo?
Because it wasn't Lavia Caicedo against Man U.
What'd you guys do? Did you have Caicedo at right back? Or
no, we had Reece James, Caicedo, Enzo. So it has to be Lavia Caicedo, in my opinion.
I think it will be. Just because Forest is a very physical team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the matchup in the midfield, you're going to want Lavia's ability on the ball to stand out. I think he's a little bit quicker than Reece.
Yeah, I also think that there's a lot of pressure on Nuno, bro. Like, I think that there's a lot of pressure on Nuno to get this. Like, if he doesn't get this, it could be.
It's his job.
It's his job. Literally, it's his job.
I think it's his
job. I think he's. This is the game for his job. Literally, like, and not for nothing. He could get another job right away. This is not like Nuno isn't gonna be jobless for very long. Like, if he leaves, he's gonna get a job right away. Like, he probably gets another Saudi job at this rate. Like the way that he that Saudi, he won that league. Like, I'm sure they would want him back. Like, like I'm sure, and it's one of the biggest clubs in Saudi is looking for a manager right now, literally. So, I'll check it, but we're gonna let Link get his take the floor. Okay, I want Link to take the floor. Okay, because this is a conversation that me and him have been arguing about for 48 hours now, literally. We and him have been arguing for 48 hours over this. So I want to let Link get his chest off on what he thinks is going to happen in this Wirtz deal. Okay? Because I'm going to kill him. That's the point here. I'm going to kill him.
This guy.
So let him get his chest.
This is my thing. This is my thing. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to kill him. Go for it.
2 straight days, I have been giving him link and weird tweet and source, and my entire thing is that Liverpool would not still be linked with Wirtz unless there was a possibility of us getting it. And every day, well, not every day, every 3 or 4 hours, we are hearing something different with conflicting reports from Ornstein, reports from CF Bayern, David Falk, you name it. On Joey's side, he's saying that the deal is already done with Bayern in terms of a verbal agreement, handshake agreement, something along those lines. My problem with that is I don't think Liverpool, Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes are foolish enough to try and continue the negotiations with Wirtz and Leverkusen if they already know that Wirtz is going to Bayern. It makes no sense to me for us to be going through all of this, for Edwards to be in the US right now trying to get the agreement on the transfer if Wirtz has already said, no, I'm going to Bayern. So I need to understand how what I'm saying is so crazy and I'm being delusional because there's still a possibility that he will get signed.
All right. So the reason why you're delusional, okay, here's the reason, okay? I can bring you tweets. I could give you sources from places that you would take and that you would bring to me and then take take the words that exact source, and we're talking about CFC Bayern here. You take the words of that exact source and then say, well, this doesn't seem right, and this doesn't seem right, and this doesn't seem right. And then I give you Ornstein. Ornstein says today, Manchester City bails out on the deal because they think that he's going to Bayern.
What did the rest of that tweet say?
Bro, he was on. It wasn't a tweet. It was on
What,
fucking NBC this
what
morning.
did
Before the game, he was on
what
NBC.
was the rest of his
All right,
statement?
well, let me pull it up then.
Because the rest of his statement mentions Liverpool and it says we are not out of the race yet.
No one says you're out of the race. All I've ever said is Bayern have a step in the race, a verbal agreement with the player. The step in the race that they have is the verbal agreement. Every single time we keep on going back and forth, but everyone has said you guys are behind Bayern. Okay, everyone has said it. Okay, everyone. Okay, you're behind Bayern. Why?
Yes.
Why? Because they already have a verbal agreement with the player. They already have the go-ahead from the player. That's why they went and put $100 million down and said, okay, this is our offer. Take it or fucking leave it. And I know Wirtz wants to come to us. So if Wirtz decides and changes his mind and goes to Liverpool, that's what it would have to be. It would have to be, I'm changing my mind. My head was turned and I'm going to Liverpool. But now, the verbal agreement's done and they don't want to meet the valuation. Are you going to meet the valuation? We will see.
Yes.
But
we are.
Okay,
which is my entire point.
We will see.
But
that doesn't mean you meeting the evaluation doesn't mean that you get the deal done if Wirtz doesn't want to go to you.
I understand that, but
so it doesn't matter, bro.
No, but my point is we would not be getting the bid ready unless we had some indication from the player side that he wants to come. That's
based
my
off
point.
what?
Based off
because realistically, you can go and put a bid in without knowing what the player is.
I understand that, but the way Liverpool wants to operate now, because of the failed Caicedo bid, they will not do that.
Based off what?
Based off how they've moved after the Caicedo bid and what they've said in the press, they do not want another failed Caicedo bid happening. That is why they have waited until they have gotten some type of indication from Wirtz that they should try to put the bid together. You're right. He may still go to Bayern. But my point is, we would not be doing all of this work unless something from Wirtz's camp said, you should entertain trying to put this bid together. That is my point. Because we would have had to enter negotiation with Leverkusen to know what type of bid to start with. You mentioned the 100, right? That is what they offer. There's no formal bid in place. However, Leverkusen said 150, but Leverkusen will take less money to take a bid from someone outside of the Bundesliga because they don't want to directly strengthen a rival.
I know that, but that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is this. You have this, what I've said from the beginning. Bayern have been working on this deal for a year plus, okay? A year plus. Okay. The reason they are in the position they are in is because they already got the commitment of Wirtz. Okay. The reason why they are acting the way they're acting and not putting any more money down is because they already got the commitment from Wirtz. That's my point. In the end, we haven't heard anything about a commitment from Wirtz. We heard he's willing to look at other projects. But we haven't heard any other thing about committing to anybody else. Okay? So until there's some type of indication that is the case, Bayern is still going to stay ahead of you. And that is my point. That's been my point the entire time. Because this is not going to change. My point has been he wants to stay in Germany. Been proven today. Part of the reason is he wants to stay in Germany. Okay? I can pull up the tweet. It's fine. You don't want to see the tweet?
Pull up the tweet. Pull up the tweet.
I'll pull it up. I know where you were going to go with this. I'll pull up the tweet. It's the first thing I posted this morning.
Like, things change, bro.
That's fine. That could be true. But all I'm saying is what is right now, bro. All I've ever said is what is going on right now.
And what I'm saying is right now is that it would be foolish and unlike Michael Edwards for us to try to put a bid together if we didn't have any indication. All these things that you're saying are true. That's fine. But for some reason, we're still putting $125 million bid to bet, not dollar, but 125 million pound bid together. So
once again,
there has to be something.
I get,
It doesn't make
get
sense.
your trepidation of not redoing the same mistakes of what you've done in the past, but this feels like the same fucking mistake.
No, because even
this from a out without any, I don't have a horse in the fucking race. I don't give a shit if you get Wirtz. I'm telling you this from
you're omitting elements that make this
difference.
difference. You're omitting elements that make this completely different.
How?
We did not meet with Caicedo at all before we put the bid in. The bid was put in.
That's literally the only difference.
No, that's not the only difference.
Well, how so, bro? Because you spoke to fucking Caicedo's, you spoke to Caicedo's agent beforehand. You did. But Caicedo didn't want to leave. That's the whole thing. That was the whole shabackles. You spoke to his agent instead of speaking to Caicedo.
Yes.
That was the difference.
So if you want to make the difference, the fact that we spoke directly with Wirtz's family, who happens to be his agents, you can say that. But the point of the matter is we have had an actual contact with Wirtz well and before we put the bid in. So it wasn't like we were rushing to a decision or trying to pressure Brighton and Caicedo to make a decision. You guys were idly waiting. You can say that's similar. But we
already had a bid in that we weren't going to go over. That's what it was. Then you go over it, and then we have to react. That's what's going to end up happening.
I understand.
Bayern's going to have to react to what you put down.
I know, and
they're going to react with another 20 million. And then what are you going to do?
The 20 isn't going to be enough. That's my point.
We'll see.
They're quoted for saying 150. They said 150 if Bayern wants Wirtz.
Is because
Bayern isn't putting up 150.
That could change too. Because that could change too, bro. Like that's the point that could change too.
But that's
why I keep on saying we'll see.
But that's why I said the timing, it needs to be quicker rather than later, because we can't allow for Bayern to get the money. Because if Bayern decides, no, we're not going to wait, we're not going to entertain Liverpool trying to get him. If they find another 50 mil, that does us no good. That was my point that we had off camera.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like if they match you, right? Even if they match you, and you still don't have that Wirtz approval, you're still in the entire BO4 is still in the same position. They're still gonna have to go with you with what they.
I understand that they're gonna take the Bayern bid, but my point is Liverpool. I do not believe that Liverpool would try to put a bid in at all unless they had an indication from Wirtz that he would be willing to come. That is my thing.
I just don't know. To me,
it would be foolish.
Because here's the thing, right? Like he could just all this could be him using you just to get a better number. Like that could be it, bro. That could be it.
That's
my point. It's like fine. You could say this, right? And he's meeting with everybody to get his options, but that doesn't mean anything. It means nothing.
But you're saying that, but then why? Well, you're saying he's meeting all these people. I understand that, but then is City, like, once again, the contradicting reports, City came out and said that it was too expensive, and now City are saying he's going to Bayern Munich. Why is City putting out two different reports on this? And where is this?
Liverpool, like Man City, seem to have the feeling that Florian Wirtz wants to stay in Germany. Okay, this is like what I
read the rest of.
Okay, however, they're not out of the poker game yet. The poker game. Think about what you're reading. The poker game.
However, they are not out.
This whole thing could be a ploy to you, bro. It's a ploy to get a number potentially.
It could. But you're saying
this makes me feel like, all right, when I read this link from an outside looking in perspective, and I'm saying it, and it's still saying with everything that you're bringing up, this is the report that PJ Berger, number 2 reporter in Germany that you can get information from. Like, Like, this is what he's saying. Like, you're not out of the race, but he wants to stay in Germany. Like,
That's seems, bro. That's what I'm saying. You can't say for sure that he said that. Seems. We don't know, because if he goes to Liverpool,
bro,
then he doesn't want to stay in Germany. That's what I'm saying. We won't know until he says for sure. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So now I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna pull up the things that you pull up that you're, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna pick apart
this is
the wording. This is my point.
Go ahead.
You don't want to take anything by face value.
No, bro.
No, it's not face value.
It is, bro. It is face value. That is not a confirmation of anything.
The second highest reputable
It says
German reporter, and you don't want to take it as face value.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Look at the words he used. Look at the words he used, Joey. Seems to have the feeling.
Okay,
that does not mean he said he wants to stay in Germany. That is the belief that he does.
Wasn't this just reported by Ornstein? The same thing that City has a feeling.
It's not confirmed. Again, Joey, that is fine with having a feeling.
So once again, nothing is correct unless it comes out of the horse's mouth.
I didn't say it wasn't correct.
That is what you're saying.
No, I didn't say that. I said
but
the
you're
word
not
is
taking
seems.
any reports. You're taking the reports that you want to read. You don't want to read this.
I read it, and it says seems to have the feeling.
Okay.
That is what is wrong with me saying that he said seems. Like you.
Okay.
What are
I'm going to
we
do the
doing
same
here?
thing with your report. I'm doing the same thing with your report.
That's fine.
I'm doing
it's the English language. Why are we fighting over what seems means?
Because you're taking your reports as gospel, and I give you this.
I didn't say it was gospel.
Bro, I give you a report from the same talking reporter, and you
I didn't say it was gospel. I didn't say it was gospel. Put the damn report up, bro. You keep doing this. I'm reading the fucking tweet as it is, bro. It's the English damn language.
Read it.
Put it up. It's not up yet.
It's right here. It's right on the screen.
Florian Wirtz is tempted by the idea of playing for Liverpool, and Liverpool are going to push hard for him. The money is there.
Tempted by the idea. It's an idea. Exactly. It's not real. See what I can do for you?
Exactly.
It's an idea.
No shit. No shit. Did I say he was coming to Liverpool? Did I say he was coming to Liverpool? Did I say he was coming to Liverpool? When did I say that? When did I say did I say he was coming to Liverpool? 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 You haven't answered my question. When did I say he's coming to Liverpool?
Let me
when
go to
did
your
I say
tweets,
he's coming to Liverpool?
Let me go to your tweets.
When did I say he's going to Liverpool?
Let me go to your tweets. I'm not.
Go ahead.
I told you I'm gonna kill you, bro.
Go ahead.
Easier to find you within the messages.
Nothing I have said has ever said he's coming for sure because of this tweet or this.
I've never said that you did, though. I've never said that.
Let me finish. I read the English language for what it is. So yes, the tweet that you're showing now, nothing on that is confirming he's coming to Liverpool. The only thing that it says is that the possibility is still open, which is why I've been sending you all that stuff, because you've been telling me, oh, it's basically a done deal. And I've been telling you it's not, because we are preparing a bid. That's all I've been saying. So you can bring up whatever damn tweet you want. I'm going to read it the same way. And you can find whatever tweets I've said where I've been gassed and saying, oh, if he comes, we're going to do this. Oh, don't let us get Wirtz. Stuff like that. But nothing I've said is, yeah, it's a done deal. He's 100% coming. I may have retweeted someone saying something stupid like that. But please try and find it. Please. Because I know it's not that ideal. But the fact of the matter is Bayern has to cough up the extra P's, which has been my entire premise the entire time. Because if they could have coughed up the P's, he wouldn't be talking to us at all. Find the tweet.
Right here.
Show it.
I'll get it right here. Go ahead.
Did I say he's coming? Where does it say I say he's coming?
This is what you keep on posting in my chat.
The meeting between Liverpool directors and the club ownership was scheduled at short notice after the Wirtz family visit last week. Michael Edwards will explain why Wirtz is so special and why a 150 million transfer fee would be justified. It is the big goal of the Liverpool bosses to snatch Wirtz away from FC Bayern. His development has been followed for years and information has been gathered. Now, LFC see the chance to strike and the money is there to sign him. Nothing on this tweet, if we're going to break down each word, says anything about Wirtz saying yes to Liverpool or that he's coming. All it says is that Liverpool had prepared a deal. Is there anything on there that I need to decipher? Is there any adjectives, any verbs, anything like that?
No, I just wanted
Okay.
you to read that tweet.
That's fine. So nothing in that tweet says that Wirtz is coming. It just says Liverpool is preparing a bid and that they have gone through the ladders to get up to the top to get the signature on the bid. My point is, why would you go through all these steps if you don't have any type of indication, signage, any type of hint that he is going to say yes? I don't understand that. So if you can explain that to me, that's fine. But if that's the case and we don't get him after putting this bid in, I'm looking at FSG. I'm looking at Michael Edwards because it's Caicedo 2.0. That is my point. Why are you putting in the bid? Why are you taking the time to try and work for this bid if you don't have any type of indication that he's going to come? Yes, you had the meeting, but Man City dropped out for some reason. Why are we still in it?
To me, it makes no sense why you're still in it, because it doesn't even make sense why this whole thing is even going on.
Because Leverkusen doesn't want to sell to Bayern Munich. They haven't done it since 2002.
Yep. Well, guess what? If the player is sitting there pulling the levers, saying that I want to go here, but you're not going to sell me here, but I want to go here. Yeah, he's going to go and look at other places, bro. It's not like he didn't go and look at City. It's not like he didn't go and look at other options. You just are another option. Like, why is that so like unrealistic?
That's like, not the point. Yes, we are another option, but the point is City was another option. They dropped out. Madrid's another option. They don't have the funds right now. Liverpool had a meeting over a week ago, and yet there has been no indication for Liverpool to say we're dropping out. That is my point. They could just drop out. We have other targets in the same positions. Why don't we just stop?
Not done yet, though, Link. Like, you guys have this is literally the same exact like type of thing. It smells like the same fucking thing. You guys don't want to admit that it is. It's like, what is it? This is a deal that's been worked on for over a year and a half. I just told you this. After it's been worked on for a year and a half, all of a sudden you pop in at the last minute to offer an option. You supposedly are saying, you've told me that this is supposed to be all done by the end of the week. Okay? Well, why wouldn't you stay? Why wouldn't you stay in just in case? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just in case? Why wouldn't you the fallback option for him? Why wouldn't you? What? Even if it's the opportunity to get yourself in at the last minute, why wouldn't you? If you have the money, why wouldn't you?
If you've had the time to talk to them, I feel like you would, similar to Man City, have gotten an indication on whether or not you thought it was feasible and whether or not it was worthwhile to try and get Wirtz to come to your club.
Yeah, now, but Man City's been working on this deal for
thank you. So
over a year too. You just got in. You're just realizing what's going on.
My point is that City dropped out after that year of work. Why? I don't think it is because of finances, like they said. Today, they came out and said that their belief is that Bayern Munich is going to get Wirtz. That is City's belief. So I'm going to go with the more recent of the updates and believe that City dropped out because they found out that Wirtz was not coming to their club. Is that far-fetched for me to assume that?
No, it's not far-fetched. Why would it be far-fetched?
I'm just making sure for my next point. So because City found out that Wirtz isn't coming to their club, they could either look at it as Wirtz might be going to Liverpool, or they can go with the safe assumption, which is that Wirtz is going to Bayern Munich.
Like, I'm confused on what you're saying here. Like, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
You're saying that Wirtz was shopping around for other offers just in case the Bayern Munich thing doesn't go through. He was doing his due diligence.
For sure.
My point is, after doing his due diligence, why is one club dropping out who had done a year's more groundwork, as you're saying, than the club that came to the table late, and the club is now trying to prepare a bid. If you come to the table late, I don't understand why you wouldn't have gotten that indication that he is available or not available to your club.
All right, so let's take it a step back, right? The big thing is that he wants to leave this year, correct? That's the idea. Bayern 04, B04, and Wirtz want to have an agreement for him to leave at the end, before the end of this year. Okay.
Is that the case?
It's a verbal agreement. It was verbalized earlier in the year. Okay.
That he gets to leave. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Cool.
But in my opinion, I always thought he would stay because of the way that the circumstances were. Okay. I always said that from the beginning. Okay. I said the circumstances do not suit either team. Okay. They do not suit Bayern. They do not suit BO4. Okay. This is my point though. If his head is there, okay, if his head is there and BO4 isn't going to budge on the number, if you're Liverpool and you know that and you have the funds, you should be ready. You should be ready for that scenario. That's the point that I've been trying to make. He wants Bayern, okay? This is my – he wants Bayern, okay? But if this whole saga plays out in the manner that I actually think it will, okay, and it goes later into the window, other teams are going to have the opportunity, okay? But right now, if you're telling me in the next week they have to make a decision, he has to make a decision, which I don't believe realistically. With these types of deals, nothing's ever on time. Nothing is ever on time. Ever.
I don't think the deal has to be done next week. I think Wirtz has to decide where he wants to go in the next week. It's still, to me, it's like, because in the end, right, if you put it into perspective, Madrid could be right there. Like that. Like this. They could be right there. I know.
Like all it takes is us to get Champions League. We get Champions League, this whole thing could go left.
Which is why I say it needs to be done quicker rather than later.
It's not going to get done quickly, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not going to get done quickly.
We want it done quickly.
Deal that gets done quickly. A world record bid is not going to get done quickly. It's it. That's that simple. It's not. It's just not. It's like that's the realistic nature of it.
All right.
Like it's not going to get done quickly. It's like these things, especially when it comes to image rights, specifically when it comes to image rights. Like that's the one that takes the longest to negotiate. Like you're it's going to be a world record deal in the end, bro.
It is. So I'm sure Liverpool would have some type of Adidas rep somewhere in the States right now with Edwards.
I'm sure, but I'm sure that it's not as cut and dry, bro. Like it's not cut.
I didn't say it was.
Like it's not gonna be and if you think that this is you think the only way that you get this done is a quick deal, then it's just not going to get done. Because I know this isn't going to be a quick deal. Like this isn't going to be finished up, in my opinion, at least until early into June. Like mid-June, early June, somewhere around there. So we're talking like another 2-3 weeks at minimum. Like
that's not. Yeah, but that's not a long time.
It's been a long time how long they've been talking to him, though. Like Bayern's been talking to him, and the way that this deal has been going, and the way that I'm sure that Madrid's already been speaking about it. Like, and all this Galactical midfielder that Madrid, it could just be Wirtz. We don't know that. Yeah. It could just be Wirtz. Like, as much as everyone's speaking about Enzo, it could just be Wirtz. So, like, I'm not sure, bro. I still think you pivot to the Leipzig tandem. We've spoken about it with Sesko, and I think how I've always thought it. Simons is the player that you guys end up with if there was a 10. So if you get it done, kudos to you, bro. It's a hell of a job from Michael Edwards if he gets it done. Like he deserves all the credit and all the praise in the world if he gets it done. Like every credit and praise in the world. And this is why he is the #1 sporting director in football if he were to get it done. But
he's a CEO.
Well, he's still doing sporting director stuff. But yeah.
Respect my CEO.
As much as you want to call him a CEO.
Respect my CEO.
Stuff.
Richard Hughes. Shout out Richard Hughes.
So yeah, that's where my thought process is behind it. Realistically, I don't necessarily have I don't necessarily even care if you get it. Like I really don't. Like I think it'll be awesome for the league. That's what I think. I just think it would be awesome for the league. I think that you guys need another player like that to replace when Salah leaves. That you don't have a drop off. Like that's it. In my opinion, you'll have 2 years of both of them, which would be fantastic. You guys could win a lot with that. But
we need a talisman.
In the end, it's a tough. That is a tough buy, bro. It's a tough buy.
Yeah.
It's a tough buy.
I understand that. I don't. It doesn't add up for us to be putting in the bid. Like
I guess, like I said, bro, like
especially because
there isn't anything. There hasn't been anything saying that Wirtz actually is like good with going to Liverpool. There's the opportunity and the opening of the thought of going to Liverpool. There isn't anything that has said Wirtz is
tempted by the idea of playing for Liverpool.
Tempted. You want to do that? Like I said, you want to play that game. Tempted.
Yeah. So tempted means that there's
means
something
that he might be.
Exactly.
Might.
Okay, but that's okay.
So you just did the same thing to me, bro.
I know.
That's why I kept it up.
No, but you're not. You're trying to argue a point that isn't there to argue. Correct. Might means there's a possibility. Might.
So yes. There is no report. There is no report saying that he is okay to moving to Liverpool. Not one. Not one. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. This is I might be.
I don't have tweet memory. I'll have to find it later.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I know that there isn't. I know that there isn't. Go for it. You tweeted all of them at me. Go for it. Go for it. Like I this is it, right? Like this is it, right? They will. They'll give him the money. They'll give him the money. They'll give him the 300 plus that he's gonna want.
What? Who said salary sheet? Yes, Lucas. We're paying him whatever he wants, bro. They came out a couple days ago.
None of this, in my opinion, is about money.
No, none of it's about money. It's where he feels.
In my opinion, he just wants to stay in Germany. That's just my opinion. I have multiple reports from different German reporters who have told me that have said that he wants to stay in Germany. But there's little words here and there that will say he might and he does, and I can do that whole thing too. But when it comes to this stuff, you have to actually read. Reporters are not allowed to be concrete.
I know they're not.
Reporters are not allowed to be concrete.
I understand that.
So when we're talking about this and that, there's always going to be mights and maybes and ifs. Always. That's how it works. That's sports journalism in a nutshell. That's what it is. That's it. I'm not too sure. I know that Germany has some pretty strict taxes as well for their higher earners. So I'm not too sure that is actually the case. I think all of Europe's pretty similar in the tax brackets that they are. Outside of the UK is probably a bit more. But like I said, I don't think it's a money thing.
Money is not an object. We have a gap because we have the Trent contract.
Yeah, you're just giving the Trent contract to him, really.
Essentially.
So I'm not necessarily saying that it's not going to happen. I know how far ahead Bayern are at this current moment. Until I see some type of personal, like, verbal agreement from Liverpool that
I'm waiting on the same thing, Joey. That's all I'm waiting
there's
for.
nothing
Either
that's
way,
going to tell me otherwise that he's not going to Bayern.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm waiting for that verbal agreement too. All I'm saying is just a possibility, and I don't know why my club would go through the motions of doing all this unless there was some hint. Just the smallest hint.
Yeah, that's where I feel like if that meeting would have happened over a week ago, we would have already have known by now. Like, if that's what I thought, that this meeting's happened, less than a week ago, right? But if it's happened more than a week ago, I feel like we would have known already. That's just it. That's really all I've been. That's like I just don't. Even if you think I feel like the opportunity of Wirtz is worth the gamble that you're willing. That is worth the gamble that you're taking to try to get the money up for it. You see where I'm going with this? And that's why I think that you get the bid ready.
But I think that's why you have the meeting, not why you continue after.
No, like I said, the meeting is to understand what he's trying to get paid personally. Okay.
Why would the meeting only to be contract demands and not if he's willing to come?
Well, that is a whole, because you don't get that answer in that conversation. You don't get that answer in that meeting. You never.
I know you say thank you for your time, blah blah blah, and you get moving. But my point is, they didn't have the meeting just to say, all right, this is the salary package we could be offering you if your situation doesn't work out with you.
No, you had the meeting to entice them, right?
Exactly.
To give him the opportunity. You walking around. Fucking Dalglish is walking him around fucking Anfield.
No, I know, but it's more.
But that's what I'm talking about, though.
But it's more so the tactical analysis where he's
going
to be
playing. I know where I'm going with it, though. When I say that, that's what I'm going with. I only use that because that's how MANU likes to try to do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, have Alex walk him around fucking.
Rio Ferdinand.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying, though. Like that's what you're doing, though. You're sitting there and you're explaining how you're gonna fit him into your system.
Yeah.
You're sitting there and having a conversation with them. This is not a human that's an angry human either. This is a very outgoing, very if you ever seen his Instagram, followed his Instagram during the Euros, he's a cool dude.
Bro, he wants to explore. He's on record saying he doesn't mind.
I've seen him in Knicks games, bro. He was at Knicks games earlier in the year.
He's in New York right now.
He's probably going to be at the Knicks game on Wednesday.
Because he's in New York.
Yeah, he's probably going to the Knicks game. He's been at mad Knicks games this year.
His entire family is stateside right now. His entire family is stateside right now.
So I get it, bro. I get where you guys are coming from. I get the mindset of but my thought of why you guys are putting this money together has nothing to do with getting a confirmation from Wirtz. This is all right. You already know how we work, okay? You know how we work. You know what we would do for you and what we would do. You know that what we're gonna offer you, okay? If Bayern's the one that comes in, if Bayern the one that comes in, Bayern's the one that comes in. That's it. That's it. Bayern got a match. I don't think it's gonna matter. Like, if you go 120 and they say, all right, we match at 120. And Wirtz is still on that, I want to stay in Germany. That's it.
No, Leverkusen won't take it.
I bet you it is.
Leverkusen's not taking it.
Because here's the thing. They're only getting 120 next year for him. That's it. That's all it is. That's the release clause.
They would rather wait. It's Leverkusen. They would rather wait.
Okay, but that's that was my original theory. My original theory is this whole thing drags on until next year and Bayern pay the release clause. That's been my original theory from the beginning.
So, if that's the case, then we'll just leave the race and we're not putting the bid in. That's my point. We wouldn't prepare the bid unless we had some indication that he wants to leave now, he does not want to be at Leverkusen, and that we are a genuine option for him.
Nice. What's up, my G?
What's good?
I'm all good, man. I'm baked. Baked, man. Just here fighting off the Wirtz doubters.
Thank you.
You know,
I'm hot.
what I'm
but
saying.
Yeah. You should be-
Listen,
we
called the. I've made a name for it. We're called the Florianists.
Florianists.
You know what I'm saying? I know people are gonna think, oh, Jaegerists and stuff. We're the Florian. I'm the head of the Florianists now. So, the rebellions, the rebellers, the non-believers,
the detractors, the naysayers.
yeah, they'll come around. As I said, I know the Jaegerists. I know that didn't go down too well, but we're not the Jaegerists.
I was about to say that's not the right fucking.
You know what I'm saying?
Not the right fucking group of people that you fucking correlate to realistically.
No, of course not. That's what I'm saying. We're actually,
they all died, bro. Like,
why are you giving out spoilers?
yeah, words. Spoilers.
Someone just got into anime and you just ruined their show.
Literally.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, sorry you haven't watched one of the greatest animes ever. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like
hey, man.
Maybe someone was in a coma and they awoke from a coma.
Facts.
They might have woken up from a coma yesterday and then someone told them to go watch Attack on Titan.
Yo, picture this. They went to a coma in 2012. Man U was still relevant. They woke up. They said, what place is Man U in? 17.
Nah, Adam, you're not on season 3. Fuck off.
They turned on Wob Sports.
Nah, you see what Adam said in the chat? He said Aaron died. I'm only on season 3.
See?
Fuck out of here. Aaron doesn't actually. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Nah, but Mons, I don't know what you've heard, but the Joseph over here, the hater, he's trying to tell me how it's just a done deal.
I'm giving a realistic thought.
He's saying it's realism. He's trying to say he's slapping me in the face with reality. But I just don't see Edwards and Hughes going through the trouble of putting this deal together unless they have some type of indication that Wirtz wants to come to Liverpool.
Yep. That's the thing. I feel like if Liverpool were certain that the player didn't want to come to the club, he would have withdrew, just like City did. I feel like I'm now that me saying that Wirtz is interested and is attracted to the Liverpool project doesn't mean that he didn't also say yes to Bayern. I actually believe he has agreed with Bayern. I believe in principle there's a gentleman's agreement there between him and Bayern Munich, or Wirtz's people and by his representation and Bayern Munich. There's definitely been some sort of yes, or some sort of it's likely this will be the move because Xabi is leaving the club. So, you know, I just feel like Wirtz's people or his entourage weren't aware of the amount of interest that would circulate around Europe due to the extortionate prices that he was already going to be known to go for. So because of that, I feel like it's taken his entourage by a bit of surprise to see that Liverpool, the fact that Liverpool haven't been almost scared away.
I have to give you a bit more background on what I'm saying, Mons. Let me give you a bit more background on what I'm saying. Okay.
Hater.
Yeah, I'm a hater. I told you, I do not care that you guys get Wirtz. I think it's good for your team. And I think it's actually like it's good for the league that we're getting the better of the players in this league rather than it going to Spain.
Okay, go ahead with the but. Go ahead.
It's not a but. It's literally not a but.
No, just go.
Yeah, you want to interrupt. All right. The point here that I'm trying to make, though, Mons, okay? I think that when it comes to this meeting, okay, that you guys have had with this player, all right, I don't think it has anything to do with any type of indication of what his actual wants are, okay, or where you rank per se among the among the club that you're competing against in this race. It means zero indication. What the meeting, in my opinion, that you guys had with Wirtz is more of an enticement meeting. He is there for you to entice him into playing in the system and playing in Anfield.
Right? Yeah, but Joey, you work in sales. You know what I'm saying? You are someone who is you could probably sell me this Lucas they bought if you wanted to, right? You can
Fact.
probably solve this Lucas Day, but let's be honest. You're that good at what you do. Yeah. For there to be a meeting, there has to be some sort of, there has to be an open attitude to say, because if he didn't want to and was completely shut off, Joey, would you have a meeting with someone who's completely shut off?
No, absolutely not. And I'm not saying that this is a
My point is,
completely
and sorry if
shut
I
off.
said, and
Go for it.
my bad if I said that publicly. I just realized I said publicly about the sales.
No, you're good.
But no, but generally speaking, I'm saying in the sense that for there to be a meeting to be enticed, there has to be some form of interest for that to even take place. And that is a positive in itself, simply because I don't think his entourage would just listen to anyone. They've turned their nose up at Manchester City. Now, as much as I may joke about that, that's no joke. That is no joke. To say I'm all right, to ignore a Manchester City who clearly need to rebuild, for me, that's crazy to me.
I mean, is it? Let's put it in perspective, because this is when this link first came up, and me and Link were talking about it. You're a more enticing project overall than City is, regardless on the scenario, due to the Pep factor. Like the Pep factor of Pep supposedly have said that this is his last 2 years of doing this. Like, no matter what, you guys are more an enticing club. You're coming off of a title, right? And your manager is going to be there. So regardless, like if you're gonna take the City call, you're gonna take the Liverpool call. That's my point. And not for nothing, you, me, Wirtz, and his entire entourage know Bayern BO4 don't want to take that money from Bayern. They don't. They don't want to take the money from Bayern. They've got to take the money from somewhere else. We all know
it's going to be in installments
why
as well.
wouldn't you at least see yourself into the opportunity, right? And I don't disagree with you, Mons. Like, I don't disagree with you with what you're saying, right? Like, I don't actually disagree with you. But where I'm coming from is like where you said what you said earlier on the personal agreement, right? That personal agreement that you and me and you, because we sit here and we believe that there is already a personal agreement done between Bayern. I believe that due to the fact that the way that they're acting about the whole scenario. Like they don't act that they have to put more money down. They don't act like they have to get anything done behind the scenes with Wirtz, because they've been working on this for a year and a half. Like all of that is like already prepared and taken care of. So like in essence, you, on the other hand, are more coming in from the backside of things, where you haven't had as much groundwork that they have. So you have a lot more like covering of ground in the race per se, the transfer race here that you have to do. And that's been my point from the beginning. Because they have that personal agreement done on their side, it has to be a head turn, like a total head turn. Because it's
well, for me, I feel like I don't think it has to be a head turn, because a head turn has to almost be going from one to the other, almost like a 180 spin.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think it has to be.
I don't believe that Wirtz has turned his nose up at Liverpool Football Club. So I don't think we need to turn his head. I just feel like we need to put ourselves in the position to at least be able to make something happen, put something on the table and make him make a decision. If he then still decides to choose Bayern Munich, it doesn't really bother me, regardless of what I've said and shouted and screamed, because at the end of the day, we were never the front runners. But I believe the fact that he's still interested in our project and we've just won the league and he's turned up a Manchester City side who have done the 4P prior to this year shows me we have something that City don't right now. Yeah. We have money. Doesn't really seem like the problem for Liverpool. If money was the problem,
I don't think it's a problem for either.
Liverpool or someone
I
where
think it's the contingency of staying around. Like when you have your manager.
When Liverpool see spikes, we don't go near it. We don't go near it. We go for shit we know we can afford. Yes, we didn't get Caicedo, but we showed we can. We put our balls on the table and said we can afford Caicedo. You know, whether the personal terms were done properly or not, which it wasn't, the money was there. So if Liverpool are going for Wirtz, I don't know why people keep quoting 150 million to me. The money's there. Liverpool are showing the money's there. We just need to know that, as you said, the player clearly still needs enticing, but not from a standpoint that he doesn't want to come to Liverpool and we're trying to force his hand. Just from a standpoint as to say that he's interested in Bayern Munich, that seems to be the precedent, but he's also interested in Liverpool Football Club. Not he doesn't want to go to Liverpool and we're trying to go, look, join our club, join up. No, it's not. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what I think it is. I think he's definitely interested. I think the club would rather sell to us. The player is open to joining Liverpool, but there's a lot more groundwork to do in between and meshed in between. A lot of groundwork that still needs to be done. The second,
you know what you did, Mons? You went on a blind date with another man's girl. That's what you just did.
Yeah,
that's what you did.
But the thing is,
that's what you did, bro. And she was interested enough to show up, but that's what happened.
But but the thing is as well. I know she has a man. But the thing is, I ain't saying shit. I ain't gonna say shit. I keep a secret. I'm here.
Hey, but why she follow me on IG though is my question.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have the
following me? Why are you liking my pictures?
Why are you liking my posts?
It's a blind date, bro. It was a blind date.
But why is she liking my post still?
You know what I'm saying? Listen. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, she knew I wasn't shit, but she got with me anyways. That's word to Hot Damn My Rock, the true goat of YouTube. If you know who I'm talking about, you know about Hot Damn My Rock, the true goat, guys. Don't do your research in the chat if you don't know who that is. But as I said, she knew I wasn't shit, and she got with me anyways. That's what she got me anyways. So, Wirtz knew what we was. He knows what we are. Still liking our pictures. Still liking our pictures. You know what I'm saying?
I had to do the.
Even if buying the front runners, I couldn't give a
stream with Mons without doing analogies. Like, I can't be on the stream with him without actually having to throw an analogy his way, so we could just bounce the analogy around for a bit. Like, that's how it works, you know. Like, that's just how it works.
What it is. I just think Liverpool are in a position where they feel like the player is there to be convinced. But even though we're there to convince the gal, she's put herself there to want to be convinced. So there's something there. That means that, as I said, you've turned word to link, you've turned up to the date. She turned up. So there's no telling. Now, whether you turned up just to get free food or whether you turned up because you fuck with me, we don't know that yet. But we're here now, face to face. What's up?
And that was the other thing that I said. This whole thing could be a ploy for just another buck.
Hey,
another dollar on top of it all.
But hey, you know what? You know what? If I'm Edwards and Hughes, you know what I'm telling Wirtz? I'm saying stop looking for me and other people. You know what we got going on.
I done told you, and everyone needs to stop calling him.
How long do you think this lasts?
He's the Prince of Persia now. How long do you
think this lasts, Mons?
Prince of Persia, the assassin. That's what we call Michael Edwards, the assassin.
Okay, this is safe space. How long we think this lasts, right? How long we think this whole thing lasts? This whole saga that
for me, it's been very made very clear and heavily reported that Arne Slot wants his squad fully there, so he wants his squad he wants the business pretty much done, so we can get a pre-season with the new signings and kind of get our season ready to go.
Well, you guys have started very fast, right? So
and that shows that, because it shows with the Kirkes and the Frimpong stuff that we are moving very quickly, as you said. So for me, I feel like Liverpool are making these flights, booking these meetings, doing all this very quickly to swiftly probably get our answer. So I feel like we'll probably know within the next 3-4 days whether we will get Wirtz or we don't get Wirtz. Because if we don't, I said, everyone knows Wirtz isn't even my first choice, but I will never turn my nose up at a talent like him. Never will I. I'm not entitled enough to be like, just because I prefer Turkey, I'm gonna turn my nose up at Wirtz. Who the hell do I think I am? I ain't that entitled. I'll tell you that right now. Everyone knows my first choice has been Ryan Cherki for a long time now. Link, you know my team. Cherki's been my first choice for so long. But Florian Wirtz is another top talent. Yes, he's gonna cost more, but sometimes signing Wirtz isn't just about signing Wirtz so someone else can't sign him. You know, there's also that side of it. So
on a
this is what I'm saying this is why I'm not upset about you guys getting him, in my opinion. If you guys do get him, it's good for the league. Like, I still want to be able to compete with you guys. Like, I want to compete head to head. Like, I don't want you guys to get weakened. I want to compete with you guys. I want to compete with Arnie Slot for as long as Arnie Slot's going to be there. Like, with my guys, right? Like, with my horses versus your horses. That's what I want to be going. That's how I want it to be, regardless of who you have. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like that's just what football is supposed to be. Like, that's just the truth of it. And to me, it's better that I see him in this league, watching him in this league, than having to watch him in Spain, bro. Like, I'd rather see, and even seeing him at Bayern, like those. Who cares? You don't see. Who cares? They destroy everybody in the league, and then the closest team that compete with them that gets disintegrated in 2 years. Like, it happens every single freaking time with Bayern. Like, anybody who competes with Bayern gets disintegrated in 2 years. Literally, Bayern takes your best player, and the rest of the pieces go elsewhere. That's simple.
I just think Liverpool have seen a gap. We've seen a possibility, and we're going, cool, let's make this happen as quick as possible. And I feel like we're moving quicker than Bayern Munich. Even though Bayern Munich have a little bit more.
People play too much fucking FIFA, bro. If I keep seeing Bombito in my chat, I'm gonna go crazy. People play way too much FIFA. Way too much FIFA.
But yeah, So I think I'm glad Liverpool are trying to get things done nice and quickly. Slot don't really want no end of deadline day drama. It seems doesn't want none of that deadline day drama stuff. We want to be cruising.
I mean, you guys, he could get asked for whatever he wants. You guys have to give it to him. Like,
because he's won the league, so he's earned that right.
To give him
not
what
like
he wants.
Not like
like
a certain
exactly
Portuguese.
How he wants it. You go and give it to him.
Not like a certain Portuguese manager who still needs his players. I mean, well, I don't know how you can finish 16th and expect people to trust you with players of your choice. But anyway, that's another explanation. But Klopp's earned the right to demand what he wants. He's earned the right for a. Well, I just also want to see if this war chest really exists, because if we actually go and put down 100 million plus for Wirtz and we get it done, then I'll take back the war chest jokes, because that's an actual war chest. That's war chest shit.
Hey, I said this. We're gonna spend 300 mil before you put into the sales that we're gonna make.
Like, and I told you, not even a chance.
I don't even think. I'm sorry. I don't even.
We did the math. We did the math too.
If Saudi even think of coming back in for Darwin, I cannot tell you how much we're going to spend.
But here's the thing, but there's a different one that I just realized. That's the one.
85,
That Diaz deal could just change all of it, bro. I saw it, I was like, fuck off. I'm sitting there like, fuck off, bro. You for real? That's a great deal for y'all.
If we sell Diaz and Nunez in the same window.
Nah, but here's the thing. I think you end up. I personally, if it's not Saudi, I think you take it out. You will take like.
Nah, I'll tell you guys from now. If we sold Diaz for 85 million, I'm saying go and get Rodrigo this fucking second. I don't care about no Chelsea links. Go and get Rodrigo and ask questions later. Spend now, ask questions later.
Yeah, well, there's
no excuse not to get Rodrigo. There's no excuse.
I hear you. I hear you. But this whole Rodrigo thing will be interesting only if Chelsea make Champions League. Like, it's not interesting for us at all. Like, we won't be involved in these type of conversations if we don't get Champions League. So, you could easily get Rodrigo if that happens. But we have pieces Madrid wants in the end. So it's like we end up taking a piece, we play the long game, give them the piece that they want eventually. Like, it's gonna end up happening. Like, once fucking Madrid gets their fucking hands on somebody, it's like, all right, it's just a matter of fucking time. Like, literally, it's just a matter of time. Like, when are we gonna end up seeing this guy go to Madrid? Like, it's just a matter of time. Like, that's where it is with Enzo Fernandez now. And this is the thing is, like, their fan base wants Enzo Fernandez. That's
it's all about intent, man. I think that's going to be the buzzword for this window is intent. And so far, I can't ask so much more than Liverpool than showing the intent that I've seen so far over the last week, last 10 days or so. Mm-hmm. That intent for me so far. Don't worry, I don't want to be saying intent on deadline day. That's just stupid. But before the window's opened and we're seeing here we goes. nearly 2. Here we goes,
Mhm.
and an Ornstein bomb about Wirtz, and now a meeting from a very good source, like an actual German source, like a meeting being scheduled upon a meeting that's already been had in this country. That's intent. That's intent. All I can ask for right now is intent because the window's not actually open. I think everyone just forgets that. The window's not actually open yet.
Yeah. We're not in June
Like,
yet.
no one can legally hold the top up yet.
Yeah.
Window's not open. We haven't even lifted the Premier League yet. I think people just forget that as well. We haven't even lifted the trophy. So like, right now, Liverpool are doing everything I've wanted them to do. It's a boring answer, but now we wait until that window opens and we see who's really with it. And even if, as I said, even if Wirtz goes to Bayern, I'm very interested to see the alternatives because it looks like the alternatives are probably going to be a Ryan Cherky or a Xavi Simons.
Mhm.
Those are the 3 names I've seen Liverpool linked with.
Hey,
Xavi
Magnus,
Simons, Wirtz, and
Magnus, bro. Magnus, Aklioche. Get on the train.
the
French lefty.
we just
The
spoke
Monaco
about him.
one,
The
yeah.
Monaco.
The Monaco guy with
Hey.
the afro.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Magnus
to
is
speed.
such a baller, bro.
Get up to speed.
Yeah.
It just like
I haven't really seen. I know.
you can get. I would get like both of them. I would get like a combination of Magnus and Cherky. Like that would be both of them. That's how I would.
Yeah.
That way you don't ever have a drop off, and both of you have the technical level never
And
drops
both can
off.
play on the right when Salah leaves.
All
Yeah,
right.
no,
Well,
I've not watched too much of him, but I know of the player. But I know. Do
And-
you know another
hey,
one? Oh, another
and
player
Taku's
for me
there
that I'd
too.
love to have got was Brian Zaragoza, Osasuna loan from Loney from Bayern Munich.
As a 10 or a winger?
his problem.
He's that good. He's that. I don't know. He's that good. No,
Yeah,
he's
like
that
Fofana
good.
Mats, the one problem that he has is he refuses to learn any other language, like at all. Like it's been
How
like
do
a
you know?
big thing. That's what happened in Germany. When he went to Germany, he just refused to learn German. Right? Literally refused to learn German, sent him back to Spain, and then he's just been in Spain since. Like it was like literally like a year that he was there. I think he got a 6-month loan in January to Osasuna. So like, yeah, I like Malik Fofana is a baller that you guys just got linked with.
Yeah.
I saw him in a preseason game versus Spurs, innit? And I said, who the hell is this kid?
Mm-hmm.
His finishing was arse, but
Yeah,
the ball was stuck to his toe.
Yeah.
Like
He can dribble.
His technique, and what for me, it's even the speed that he was carrying the ball.
Yeah.
That to me was looking all crazy to me. And I feel like we're probably gonna lose a Harvey Elliott. So a player like that, we could probably do a player like that. I don't think someone like Brian Zaragoza will cost a lot of money. Personally. But as you said, if he does have the whole
probably
language,
30 million.
could be an issue. Could be an
He
issue.
probably costs about 30
I
million.
don't think it's funny how the
just-
second Klopp leaves, there's all these German links. The second Klopp's not here. Like, what?
You guys are going right. I'm telling you. I said this on I Never Thought. I believe that there's like a somewhat of a link scouting wise between you and Leipzig. Like specifically
100%.
you and Leipzig. Like you have a connection in scouting in there within the two teams. And obviously with the whole Klopp situation. So I'm sure that you've been recommended some players within the German league that are coming from that high top level over at Klopp. And they've just been asking, like, yo, who should we go for at Liverpool? And then he gives you the entire list of players they've been scouting within the league for the last year.
Well,
and that's why you have this entire list of players that are coming from the German league. And obviously with Leipzig, they scout across all of Europe. And they are scouting young players at a very high rate. So I'm sure like the Malik Fofanas, Magnus, those are young stars that are like up and coming stars. Like these is like the next generation of U20 players that are up and coming right now. That they always are top of the line scouting these guys like everywhere across Europe. And if they have the opportunity to get one of these guys into their system between Salzburg, especially Salzburg, because Salzburg is literally youth central. It's literally Brighton on steroids over there. Like,
that's the pipeline. Salzburg to Leipzig.
Yep, with Salzburg, even with New York, because they use the Red Bulls, the New York City Red Bulls, and they'll just take all these youngsters and just throw them into these three teams. and basically like now, and they have the FM manager style of like scouting where it's like we're only looking at potential. We're only looking at the top of the potential, and like in like what you're getting and what you're looking at is the people who are currently meeting that potential, like that are in their leagues at this current moment, meeting the type of potential that they should be at or beyond where they should be at the age that they're in. I can give you literally almost every name like that you've brought up is like a Leipzig style buy.
But we've had a relationship with Leipzig for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
Like we
I'm sure it's Klopp related overall. Like I'm sure Klopp
it's before that.
I know, but like I'm saying like I'm sure like now it's very overall like centric of like we have a relationship with Klopp, who's the president of recruitment in the entire Red Bull project, and you get the same types of lists I do, and I get the same types of lists you do. You give me the English list, I give you the German list. It's literally like that simple, realistically. Like, yeah, and like overall, like you probably have told, they've probably told each other, hey, like these are like the top players in this league that you should be looking at, and you should send your scouts out and find and look at them. And that's probably what you guys been doing with Wirtz for the last year or so.
No, but it's gone even longer than that is my point. It's like our relationship with Leipzig, the scouting relationship. We've been scouting similar profile of players. And that's
this got debunked, by the way, Solomon.
Yeah, that got debunked. But that relationship, that scouting similarities have been happening for the last 7-8 years since Klopp was there. Yes, it started with Klopp, but not as Klopp going to run Red Bull. It started with Klopp had an appreciation for Leipzig, and that's how that was his idea behind the changes at Liverpool. And that's why Liverpool has tried to get to a structure similar to Leipzig. And
well, was Edwards there before Klopp?
Yes. Not in a prominent role, not as a prominent role, but yes.
This guy Edwards, he has to write a book, bro. If he hasn't written a book yet, like he needs to write a book. Like I need that's a book I want to read. Like that guy's head is like that's one of the most interesting people in football, in my opinion. Like to me, he's one of the most interesting people in football.
Literally, like he does. Edwards doesn't even like football.
I know.
He plays archery. He only goes for targets. That's his thing.
All right, I'm closing the stream.
He doesn't. That's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah.
That's Hawkeye, bro. Deadshot. This is what he is.
Oh my God, he said bullseye.
Bro, you might want to clip that one, son.
Yeah, you need to. Hey, when that Wirtz Mamba comes, Mont, you need that clip.
Yo, Solomon, clip that last 3 minutes for me, G. Hey, everybody, I appreciate your time. Thank you guys for coming in. You guys, the chat's been dope. Good to see like a lot of people in here. Normally we run like 20 to 25s. Seeing 100's up really dope. So I appreciate Never a Foul for sending that over. And I appreciate Mons for coming on for the bit of time that he had. Thank you, my G. I appreciate you. Link.
Much appreciated.
Every week. We do this again next week. And then we'll do a little transfer like recap. Merry-go-round during the transfer window. We'll do like one a week during that. And I'm going to be doing my own show one time a week with transfer targets and just across Europe, like not just for my team. I obviously, as you see, watch a lot of football. So I'm going to be, me and Steve have already done a show on strikers, on options for strikers across Europe that you can go for. We'll be doing another one on midfielders here within the next week. So make sure you guys tune in for our scouting shows between me and Steve, and every week me and Link are here either Tuesday or Thursday. So you guys make sure you subscribe to the show. And as always, we leave you with fucking Kobe.
How much more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the f does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the f is he talking about?